So, the story I wanted to tell you about was just about how I moved my life to this, right? Like, I remember when I graduated from Michigan State, I was in the frat house. I'm a Kappa. I was the president of the Kappas at Michigan State.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. No, I was.
Okay, because you're from the D, right?
Yeah.
I'm
from Detroit.
Okay.
Went to Michigan State.
Yeah.
And
you're living the dream at this point, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Right.
I had pledged, my wife, she's my girlfriend at this time.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no kids. We just getting along and, going out to eat and laughing.
Yeah, okay.
Because there's no children.
Right. Living that good life.
That changed. Children changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's it's like, but I love her to death. So anyway, we were, I'm in bliss at this point. But I graduate. And, everybody's asking me, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Right.
And I feel like that's a hater-ass question. Like, can I breathe for a second?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
As a person in the workforce, I think you understand completely that there's absolutely nothing waiting on me on the other side of, what I'm getting into. And I just always despise how people attack postgraduates with that shit. What you about to do?
Right.
Like, what about what I just did?
Right.
Imagine, like, you'll never ask somebody who just did 17 years in prison, what you about to do? Like, you want them to chill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's how everybody was coming at me. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So I chose to stay at the frat house, just live at the frat house until I figured it out.
That sounds like a movie. That sounds like a movie I seen.
For real?
Was that Old School?
No, but it was something like that.
So like, okay.
Yeah. But, I wasn't like too old to be there. I was fresh off the off the stage.
Gotcha.
I still had summer classes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anyway, my major was digital media arts. So which is basically, everything that we're doing now, but this is 2007, so we were just learning about DSLRs and how that would be the new standard and, moving film into video games and converging that together, having more multi-user dimensions that we create digitally where people can exist in different ways with avatars. Then you see movies coming out about that, Ready Player One, stuff like that.
Right.
This was my concentration in college. And so, but to me, it was a sneaky way to become a director. It was like, what's going to happen is they're going to have all this stuff and they're going to need people to be making the content. So let me just learn the process and then I could just create my own content. So we would have like fun film festivals in school and I would just win them because my shit was the funniest. Can I say shit?
Yeah,
shit,
you
cool.
say that, yeah.
Shit.
No.
Yeah. So, that was always my aim was always, I want what I want. It's not about how, traditionally you have to get it. I just want what I want and I need to focus on that.
So were you writing or were you on camera at that time?
I was doing everything because this is my major at the time.
Okay.
But I'm done.
Gotcha.
I'm done. I don't have a job. I'm done.
Right.
So I'm just setting the table for you about what my skill set was at that time. I was entering film festivals and winning them because not only was, the editing good and, the lighting was good and, the camera angles were good and all of that, but then the content was funny.
That's dope.
This is comedian CP when he was a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before I was CP.
You guys are training wheels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I graduate and I'm in my room. I have a 62-inch DLP and an Xbox 360 refund check.
Damn. Living life.
Oh man, big ass.
Everybody
Halo.
coming over. Yeah.
Everybody. Wait, we play Halo quads. You had your own 32-inch basically screen. I'm not one to brag, but if I'm a brag, it was 62 inches.
Right.
So a Nike commercial comes on. In this Nike commercial is Sean Marion and Steven Jackson. And they're going back and forth. It's like snow. You know what I'm saying?
I think I remember.
Steven Jackson was playing for the Steelers. Sean Marion was playing for the Seahawks.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Seahawks. Or no, the Chargers.
Okay.
And it was like defense, offense, and you couldn't tell if it was real, it was Madden, or what I knew was coming was CGI. And I'm like, yo, they're doing it already. Mm-hmm. So I called Nike.
You called Nike?
I called Nike. And I'm like,
you still this is why you still
I'm in East Lansing,
gotcha.
in the frat house, postgraduate,
gotcha.
chest out to here, like a rooster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I called Nike in Portland, called the campus.
Yeah.
Got moved around to the marketing department, and they were very nice. They were like, listen, we accept the commercials. Like, we pay advertising agency to do that. Mm-hmm. We are responsible for managing them. Mm-hmm. Congratulations on just graduating, all the film festivals that you say you won.
Right.
On the phone, I'm telling this lady this. She's like, you need to find an ad agency. I'm like, who do y'all have? It's like, we deal with Whiten and Kennedy. I'm like, oh, cool, thank you. I'll call them.
Huh.
Call Whiten and Kennedy in Portland.
Yeah.
They were like, bro, this is the agency where we only want the best, kind of like. That was the nutshell of what they were telling me. It's like, you don't start here, you kind of end here.
Gotcha.
For the most part, when we're talking about cross country, we bringing you in. It's your first agency. No, we get you when you're a star. Go become an advertising star. Meanwhile, find an agency that's in your area. I'm like, oh, now I didn't even understand this was a game. I didn't know what was going on.
Right, like the politics behind all
I'm starting
of it,
to understand, like, oh shit, people is doing this.
Right.
And in every city for all of these small businesses. It's not like So found an agency in Detroit.
Okay.
Mind you, while I was looking for that, a job called me saying that they were hiring me. I was getting my resume. A job called, it was Detroit Diesel. They made Mercedes-Benz engines. They wanted me to be in charge of their website and just like digital, like a digital intern around,
Gotcha.
$18 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I had to take it.
Right.
My parents was like, nigga, get your ass in there. You know what I'm saying? Full benefits, everything.
Yep.
So, but while I'm still looking for my advertising job, I would go on my lunch break, put my suit jacket
Change
on,
in the car,
and go interview.
Yeah.
And one day at work, they called me after 6 interviews where like Harvard grads, because this is a company called Global Hue. Global Hue is in Southfield, Michigan. They were the leader in multicultural advertising at this time. This was like if you were a black, young advertiser. They had an office in New York, they had an office in LA, and they had an office in Detroit, which was the headquarters because they serviced the big 3. Chrysler, Jeep. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
They were in, and we also had Walmart. And so here I am, once again, trying to finesse it. If I get in there, they'll love me and I can just make commercials. I just have to get in.
Right.
So I just ground floor, right? Like male guy. I was Boney T, Boomerang, you know what I'm saying? Or Skinny T, whatever his name was. And so worked my way up to, I remember they were struggling, because I came in like, hey, I'm funny, I can do stuff. And they were like, nigga, calm down.
Right.
Like, we have degrees in this, like we do this.
Right.
Like, stop making our job look like some shit that you could just do.
Right.
Because I was young. Like I said, I called Nike, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a very grandeur mindset due to just lack of experience and a little bit of immaturity. Luckily, I had a place to work that out where it was not detrimental to my character.
Right.
People were allowing me to be this asshole, you know what I'm saying, long enough to figure it out. But
so you're working your way up in this company?
Working my way up.
Gotcha.
After a year of doing a job called Traffic, which is taking, let's say like they change a print ad and the print ad has a small little print change. They explain it to me so that I can explain it. Nigga, I was an email. I was an email.
Before emails, that shit was you.
Emails was out,
okay.
but I was still an email. They was like, nigga, we're so rich. You take it down there and say this and say, and that's what it was. But what that does is it's their training program to groom the people in this job, because you can only have this job for a year. If you don't get hired into a departmental thing, because I'm servicing all departments.
Right.
If you don't get hired into a department, then you didn't learn anything, nobody saw anything in you.
Right.
They loved me, though. At the end of my year, I was expecting to get a call from the creative department to go off and be one of the copywriters.
Right.
But that's not who came knocking. Walmart came knocking. They said, we would like you to work on our team. Client relations, like you're a fun dude. Like, this is advertising. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the flair. I'm like, yeah. But I want to, I'm on a mission. This is.
Right.
And so they, it was a deal, like a big deal that, keep CP out of that creative thing, because he would sneak back there. Definitely. He would go back there and listen. And I was going back there stealing briefs. They would get creatively briefed. I would steal a brief, go home and try to write to it. You know what I'm saying? And so.
So you got that commercial advertising camera experience, at least in terms of what they were wanting and projecting at the time. And this is this not advertising division yet?
This is writing, pitching. Like, this is like conceptualizing. Like, so their brief would be like, African American, like, for example, we just elected Barack Obama. African Americans are very optimistic about their financial future coming out of the recession.
Right.
How can we display that and let them know that Walmart, that can save money, live better, but we understand, right? We're not worried about price engagement because we're at the top.
Gotcha.
Walmart don't look back. They're not looking at what Target is doing. Target looking at what Walmart is doing. But they're not looking at what Target. They should probably, because women love Target. But Walmart don't give a fuck about that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Once she's not a cute girlfriend anymore, and she a wife who needs some formula, yeah, get your little thick ass up in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the 99-cent
swallow
Oreos.
your pride, right.
Welcome to Oreo. You know what I'm saying? So, Oreos and baby clothes. But, that's kind of their mindset. And they have it down to a science. They know, kind of what people, they have it down.
Yeah.
They understand their consumer. So they're not trying to rush them with price messaging. They're rushing them with a lifestyle message.
Gotcha.
You could live like this. Save money, have this. This could be your family's mindset. Y'all can have a cookout like this. That's what the style was.
Gotcha.
Now, as an advertiser, we're making stuff for all kind of clients. So to tap into that mindset, they were having a hard time the Christmas after 2008 Christmas when Barack got elected. That was the brief, what I just told you.
Yeah.
There's optimism. How can we display this optimism?
So your goal was to try to get into those rooms to have those conversations?
No, my goal was to write a script to that brief, or to write, you know what I'm saying?
Right, to hit their mark, essentially.
To get to sell it to Walmart.
Gotcha.
For Walmart to be like, that's the one we want.
Gotcha.
They already pay us to do their stuff.
Gotcha.
So what one do they want? We're all competing, but the creative department is competing.
I see what you're saying.
I'm over here as a client listening to what the client wants, because I have to keep the client comfortable. I'm listening to them what they want, and there's a disconnect because I can see the arrogance in the creatives. They were making $40,000 a year, 45.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, they was looking like the Monstars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or what's that, Monsters Inc.? They was looking like them niggas. We were like, oh,
with the one eye.
There they go, walking into the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, they had an air about themselves that I didn't think connected with the client, and I knew the client. So we had a new creative director that just so happened to start like a month or two. She was green. She didn't know to keep me the fuck away from stuff. So she was struggling, and trying to get them. They were having rounds of Walmart saying, nope, that's not it, that's not it, that's not it. And I went home on Friday. No, on Friday night I was staying after anyway. I was that kind of worker, because this was a means to an end for me. Without that place, I'm not who I am today. And I understood that. I understood that whatever I'm going to do next in the entertainment industry, this education that I'm getting right now, pitching real TV shows, having relationships with the clients and networks, and how this works is important. Target audiences and having a demographic that you want to key in on. Research, that is important to be an entertainer. If you want to have a low risk rise. So I'm staying behind, being that guy. Plus back then with the recession, people were scared to lose their jobs. So you wanted to do stuff like work late and show that you was down for the, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna just stay.
I'm here to work for this 35, boss. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Typing real loud. Typing real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Need anything else?
Yeah.
Call
you know what I'm saying? Cuss some motherfuckers out. We need that for the company. Click. You hear what I gotta go through? So I see her staying late, right? I go up to her like, hey, how's it going? She's like, this is like, man, I got some ideas. I would love to just write to the brief. I'm just gonna throw it out there. She's like, you crazy, Chris. Here, take the brief, go home, write it. Bam, went home, came back, wrote 3 scripts.
Damn.
Wrote songs to the scripts over the weekend, right? She was loving it. Some of the other directors who was like, oh shit. Because it had become apparent. Like, I had started doing stand-up during that time. I was creative, and they knew that. And it was a thing where, like I said, they were trying to keep me from making $40,000 a year. Like, you talk about a pilot episodic fee. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, they was trying to stop me from, because that's how, if he get in here, then he might outshine me. And, and it was like, wow, I'm an only child. I don't compete with anything. I don't have no idea. Like, when I leave a peanut butter sandwich at the house, go to school, nigga, Mario's still on pause. My food is like, I don't know that life. It was like, who ate my stuff? Like, nigga, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody broke in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
If it wasn't you, that shit shouldn't be touched.
I didn't have that bone in me to keep somebody else down, because I needed to succeed. I was always like a bullet. I'm not a shield. I'm a bullet, my nigga. You don't want to live your life as a shield. Whoa, all right, cool. Anyway, nigga, you want to be the arrow. So took the brief home, wrote to it. She brought it back to the team. They loved the ideas. Then she said, yeah, CP wrote these. Mm-hmm. They was like, this is great.
Right.
This is real great. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They was like, well, can he pitch?
Uncomfortable and shit.
Can he pitch, though? Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, I mean, I sit in pitches all the time. I set them up. Right. Can I pitch? I don't know. I'm nervous as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, my stomach's sweating. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? Can I pitch? You know? Come to a video. Now, my direct boss on the Walmart team is in Bentonville, Arkansas. On that side at that time, we have a video conference. Right, this is before FaceTime. For real, before FaceTime. We have a video conference like Cisco systems. I'm still remember looking at it. Video conference where like you be in the conference with the camera, wake up, turn. I was like, damn, it was sweet. Right. And so
G14 classified.
Hey man, and so we had the video conference, and I sang the song, and I explained the script where I'm like, look, here's the thing about this year. Mm-hmm. This year we feel good, right? Mm-hmm. But the pocket's not fatter yet. We feel like Barack about to set it up. Right. We thought shit, reparations. He might put white people as slaves. We don't know what the fuck would happen. You know what I'm saying? We got Barack. We might do some shit. Yeah. We just didn't know. But I think that it was an optimism, and it felt good to be a black man that year. And there was a black man that Christmas that had to work. Mm-hmm. But he felt good about being at work. And maybe he was doing something that was admirable, right? And I'm like, maybe he was a fireman, right? And I mean, you know, firemen, you know, that's one job where we would hope that somebody was at work on Christmas. Right. And we would hope that somebody gave a fuck enough about them to make their Christmas special. Mm-hmm. So in this script, we have a little girl and a little boy waking up Christmas morning. They run down to the tree, they shake the gifts, and then they run to their mom, who's already up and dressed, and she has a lot of food out. And she starts getting them dressed, and then they rush to the car, and then they pull up at a firehouse. The little girl runs in straight to the firehouse chief's office. Her dad is the chief. Gives him a big hug. Mom and is getting food out of the car. They've brought Christmas to the firehouse. Big celebration. You know, their kids is trying on fire clothes. You know, they're petting the dog at the end. The parents surprise the kids with a Dalmatian. You know, maybe they got it for the hookup because they firemen, whoever. Yeah. But the whole point is just save money, live better. Right? We're just living better. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not about having more. It's not about, you know, being more rich. It's about living better. Right. I said this to them. Right. And then I sang a song, and I was like, the moments I spend with you. What? Nigga, let me find out you were at the Jingles 2000 on Jamie Foxx, nigga. What? Me and the world too. And I mean, they were like blown away. Damn. And then my career started. Did you hear me? Right. It was like, okay, we got to get Chris an American Express travel card. He's gonna be spending time in New York. Cooking now, nigga. Oh, it was like, damn. Yeah. Because this is Walmart. This is our biggest client. This is our biggest spot of the year. Right. So now, this is all the money. Think about it. This Christmas is close to the time when it might be time to renegotiate for, you know, our stance with them. Maybe another agency want to step in. Maybe BBDO. Maybe the Martin agency that does Geico. Maybe somebody else want to get this business. Gotcha. Y'all need me to kill it, or y'all need me to kill it? Because it sounds like y'all need somebody to kill it. Go get my motherfucking American Express. You know what I'm saying? I went from the cubicle to the field. Dope. Did it and felt nothing. And that's when I knew that comedy, I needed for all that work I just put in. Right. My commercial ran and there was no credit saying written by Chris Powell. Nobody give a fuck. Right. They see the commercial and that's what it is. And I realized it's like, all right, bet. If I'm gonna do all of this finessing to get myself where I gotta go, I gotta do something where I'm gonna get the immediate gratification for it. It gotta be worth it. Right. It has to be worth it. Right. 40 grand, it looks like a lot, but it's not. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I had to bet on myself. And I talked to my bosses and I said, listen, I know everybody loving me, but I need to lose this job. And they're like, what you mean? And I think I know what I mean. I don't want to quit. Please fire me so I can get the fuck on, basically. Right. And we had a conversation, and I ended up saving somebody else's job because they had to shrink their scope anyway. And I'm like, yeah, just let me go. Let me get this unemployment and severance pay. And I promise y'all, they was crying like, we hope you know what you're doing. Wow. You still doing stand-up at this time? Yeah, I was doing a little stand-up. Gotcha. We want to see you on TV. Gotcha. CP, just make sure we see you on TV. Like we know, because I mean, it was a career that I walked away from. Because I knew it was like, if I could do that, I could do anything. Right. Anything. It's like, all right, bet. I called Nike, nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then did it. You feel me? That's and it wasn't Nike, but it was the Nike of another. Walmart is Nike. Walmart is the Nike of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, I tell, you know, little dudes that I may mentor or shit like that. It's like, man, it's like, you got to be a Roomba. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You ever look at them Roomba vacuums, man? When they hit a wall, they programmed to never stop. It's like boom, boom,
Right.
Pivot, boom, 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 boom. As long as you moving, you living. As long as
Right.
you living, you doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people were like, man, I didn't make it. You know, I heard the gentleman, I was listening. You know, I'm a writer too. It's like,
Right.
dog, I've sold about 7 projects.
Yeah.
Very like I'm at like a low percentage of them getting picked up. It's like, man, it's the fight is never about, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, this is, yeah, you know, you got to be prepared, man, to be resilient. That has to be in your plan.
And what do you think has made you so resilient, bro? Because it sounds like you've been going in for a while.
I mean,
you moved from a lot of different subjects just now,
Yeah.
bro, but you covered a lot of bases. So to be a young black man in Detroit,
Yeah.
and I'm from the South, so I don't know a lot about Detroit, but from what I do know, that's not the easiest place for a lot of young black men to come and pop off like you did. So what do you think has contributed to your, you know, your drive and your ambition
Man.
to be able to do all of that stuff at a young age? Where does that come from?
I went to a very, very good private school in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell parents, you know, like, if you can't afford private school, you have to look at getting your kids into the best school in their district. I just had a very, very strong foundation.
Nice.
Like I was taught not to even think about where I was at. I didn't understand, Detroit. I had a lot of good people in my corner who saw that I was bright early, and they just really invested.
Nice.
And it's just like, I got people who I owe a lot to, based on, people who I see now who had similar situation as myself, but just didn't have the accoutrements. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have the special pieces that made them stand out. They just didn't have it. And I see what it did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I owe a lot. So for me, it's like, I just, it's hard to not be like this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this shit.
Right. Based on where you came from, where you
Man,
started.
based on where I came from, and based on the fact that it's like, dog, motherfuckers sacrificed for me to have this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it costs money to be in private school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I like smoking weed and kicking it.
Right.
My parents could have been like, nigga, go up to the Jew. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't appreciate private school. I went to public school a little bit too, to see what the fuck it was.
Okay,
There was cuss
okay.
words in the books. Nigga, I was like, oh, get me the fuck out of here. These
Right.
motherfuckers.
Because coming from the private school, didn't that give you a little bit of a different experience versus like the hood? And sometimes they say hood adjacent. Like when you did go to the public school, do you feel like you disconnected to a certain community at some point, or were you still very involved in the community? The peanut butter smooth,
This is,
ain't it? That's peanut butter smooth. Get some every time.
Man, I need a bottle of that.
Yeah, man, that shit got me too.
Do y'all have a bottle of that?
Yeah, we got a little bit more. Got some more.
I'm saying I need my wife
We
to
don't
have
have a
this.
whole bottle, but yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah. Anyway,
Gotcha.
no, I mean, public school is just a shock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I needed that though. I needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was tired of doing homework, tired of, you know what I'm saying, being held to the rubric of people, like, you're smart. You go to that good school, and it's like, come in here and tell them about photosynthesis. I'm like, man, come on. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like, I just want to be one of these other kids. And
Right.
then you realize, like, no, you don't.
Right.
You don't. And they
Yeah,
don't
bullshit
want to
in
be
public
that.
school, don't it? There be a lot of bullshit over there.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I met a lot of teachers who saw that I was interested in learning,
Yeah.
and I feel like we helped each other.
Yeah.
A lot of, they need students to help them believe in, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you don't have, when your students is not paying to be there, some of them is just there for the meals, and, you know what I'm saying? You passionate about science because you're a fucking science teacher, and you just want to meet one of these kids who
Right.
is
You can
listening.
connect with.
Yeah,
Right.
bro.
Makes your job feel validated.
Yeah,
Right.
little shit. I used to, on lunch, I used to go feed the iguana in our science classes. Everybody was scared to touch it.
Yeah.
So I used to feed it. I still remember
What was his name?
I don't remember the nigga
Oh
name.
man, you don't remember the iguana name?
I don't remember his name, bro. I just remember the smell of the lettuce.
Yeah.
'Cause he's eat the slimy shit. Like, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't,
Yeah.
can't no ranch say this. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, this
right,
is some
right.
slimy ass. You can smell that slimy lettuce. Like,
Damn,
ugh.
that's wild.
Yeah.
So you've been on a stand-up mission for a minute, man. You've obviously got, great credits now, great background, great resume. You're funny on stage, on camera. I mean, where do you wanna take all of this shit? Do you ultimately see yourself touring and traveling, or behind the scenes and
Man, I
just kind of
wanna-
writing out some shit?
I want to do a movie. Like, I've done everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had my own show. I've written for other comedians. I've written for other TV shows.
What's your biggest accomplishment too, man? I got another question I'm gonna throw in there. There's been a lot of dope moments, I'm sure. People you done met backstage, before shows, crossing paths, party invites,
Yo.
brushing shoulders. What would you say is the highlight of all these moments? Was it running into somebody you're a fan of, or what, or a certain TV credit? What was you say is your?
When I was in 7th grade, we had this statewide.
I think it's 7th grade.
We had the statewide meat test, and
Okay.
it was like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like because that's how they determine funding. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, you guys do good on this, and we could get some better books. And that's how they taught to them
It's a
kids.
Joe Clark story. Nigga.
I was in public school though at this time. So I'm like, nigga, what you mean? Just buy the better books. Like, have your parents pool in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk to the Boy Scouts. Maybe we can get a. And so we took the test, and I got a 98 on that bitch.
Oh shit.
And I got a letter from the governor.
What?
And they moved me out of that school to like this school for the gifted, but it was free, so my parents could afford it. But I went there just to get into like a dope ass high school. But it was weird. Like that's like my mom was proud as fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She probably telling everybody, but oh yeah, you do.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A little shit like that, man. When I look back, that's what's important because. A nigga can shit on your accomplishment when he done did something better than that.
Right.
It's like, no, fuck that. This what I've done for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was dope and they had shit to do with,
Right.
because if I say I was on the Martin show one time, a nigga be like, well, nigga, I'm Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's like
Martin over there.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like
right.
right, exactly. So, I just, that was some dope shit.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope. So, man, another thing we have in common, man, that I don't want to get too deep into, but, I've been with my high school sweetheart, bro. Like, trying to find the balance with family. And you have a daughter, too,
I got two daughters.
You got two daughters. Okay, so I have a daughter who's 8. She's spoiled. She love being up underneath me, man. We play Call of Duty together. My daughter into it, dog.
She cold at Call of Duty?
She cold. She play by herself
man,
now, bro.
bro.
So I feel like we bonding. But still trying to find the balance, keep wifey happy. It's a lot of work, man. So, how do you find the balance in that? Because you travel a lot more than me. I'm based here, nigga. You on the road here sometimes. You got to go film here and there, balancing out all of that stuff. I'm sure it can be a little exhausting sometimes too.
Yeah, man. What's crazy is that she's my college sweetheart. So I've been with her for 16 years. And so she's watched me, she knew me. She just, she saw it happen before. Like, she was there when I was talking about it. Like, okay, like we used to lay down and just like we'd be like in college, just laying down in the bed, and I'm telling her like, look, we're gonna have this kind of house. We're gonna live here. I'm gonna be doing these kind of projects. I'm gonna be working with this person, that person. And it's like, I just, once you say it, you want it to come true because you don't want to like you be on some bullshit.
Right.
And so I just love the fact that I got her there to be like, what I'm saying? Like, this is what the fuck we did. Right. And we said it. But I think it is, I learned a lot on this journey and I realized that, man, as the workhorse of the brand, what I'm saying? Like, there are things that I'm going to have to experience alone. And that really sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, because those things that I experience, I grow. And I know, I and it's like, I can only come back home and tell them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, about it. And, like, I was like, I heard she's talking about JFL. I did JFL 2019 too. I was there for 2 weeks. I did 26 shows.
Wow. That's in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in Montreal. Like, we had police escorts.
Wow.
And lines around the building. And my face was on, like, advertisements in the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, that shit enriched my spirit. That shit made me feel like, damn, that shit is, and it's certain things that I see that I can only explain to her.
Right.
And it's like, I'm just trying to keep her up to speed, but I could see how, if you're not a person that know how to communicate, you could be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
disconnected.
Yeah, because it's just like, dog, like, our lives change quick.
Right. Definitely.
You could sit across from somebody who could give you some game that he's like, fuck, I wish she was here to hear that.
Right. And she has no idea of the magnitude of some of the things and the situations. Sometimes when you say it, it sounds a little different to them because sometimes they kind of go numb to the progress that we make in this business, man. So, bro, that's dope, man. So, my hat's off to you. Got nothing but love and respect for what you're doing and where you're going.
Likewise, man.
You just get started,
Congratulations
man.
on this.
You know what I'm saying? You still young. You know what I'm saying? You still like making shit happen, man.
Yeah,
So
it's exciting.
bro, man, yeah, the sky's the limit, bro. So man,
You
definitely.
young too, man. Don't tell me I'm young. Like I make me
you
feel
young,
like you an OG. Like man, I tell you a
I'm
young
just saying,
dude.
I'm just saying, you've already seen and done a lot, you know, within the time that you have been doing this. So I think it's just, you know, it's only up from here. So definitely, man, keep continuing to be an example to all the other kids that's watching and listening out there, putting on for your city. Definitely, man, let the people know where they can follow you and what else they need to keep a lookout for.
Man, so when does this come out?
We're gonna drop it probably within the next month.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, kiss me this weekend. All right, cool. But I just want to, follow me on everything at Comedian CP, Patreon, Comedian CP. I drop like specials on there, you know, because we're in the pandemic. So I've been putting out sets. And then for people listening, man, I want to be in somebody's movie. I want to be in a movie. I want to get in there and make an impact. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, you know, like, if you fuck with my shit, then you need to be contacting me because I really, really want to do that.
Damn.
It could be a small movie, big budget movie, but I need something that's a beginning and end that I could just have and put out. You know what I'm saying? I've done series and all of that. I want to make a quick impact as a character. I want to do it. So I don't know.
You just put it out there, man. Your line finna start tapping right now, man. You know how this shit works.
So. Yeah.
You know how this shit works. Yo, we got Comedian CP in this bitch, man. You know how it go down. Do tell with Laugh After Dark. I've been your boy, Charlie Wilson TV, man. Y'all stay plugged, man. Y'all know we keeping this shit fire, man.
Thank you so much to everybody that's been liking and sharing and subscribing to the site. Yo, the feedback has been amazing. Comedians, stop hitting me up. I can't get everybody on, baby. Hey, if you haven't already, stop what you're doing and like, subscribe, and share. Hit that little bell right there. Look, it's right there.